Welcome back. Now, the ancient Mayan calendar is long believed to have pinpointed the year 2012 as the end of the world. But as we're approaching the last few weeks in December, do we have a reason to be worried?
Well, here to tell us more and reassure us that our days aren't numbered is Enda Donnellan. Thank you very much for coming in to talk to us, Enda. You've actually got a Mayan look about you.
Well, yeah, this is... I just threw this on.
Conveniently...
But it's timely as well.
Yeah. Look, I don't know about you, Sybil, but I've been putting off my Christmas shopping just in case. But it looks as if I'm going to have to do the Christmas shopping after all.
Why is that?
The end of time is not knocking on our door.
Well, the thing about it is that it's quite a mystery, the whole reason why the Mayans have pinpointed this date. But what the existing Mayan elders that are alive today, because there is a lineage that are still surviving, an unbroken lineage, and it's an oral tradition, it's passed down in that way. So what they are saying, not one of those existing Mayan elders have said that it's going to be the end of the world. What the media have jumped on the bandwagon and said is that, oh, it's all going to finish and let's make a couple of movies and let's go that way and let's get everybody, because it's also a way of diverting people away from the truth, and also fear is a way of manipulating people and bringing them away from their centre. So if you tell enough people that the world is going to end, you're going to get enough panic, and therefore people are going to lose their sense of peace.
Okay, so what is going to happen then on the 21st, or why do they pinpoint that date?
Well, why they pinpointed that date, there's a couple of reasons. These people now are looking at huge cycles in the sky, and they have two particular cycles that they were honing in on, and one was the long count calendar, which is just around 5,000 years in duration, and the other one is a 26,000 year cycle. And if you go on the website of NASA and so on, you'll see that this is an actual astronomical fact. And what happens on this date, this particular winter solstice this year, is the Sun, the Earth, and this point in the Milky Way called the Dark Rift come into direct alignment. And this only happens every 26,000 years, right? And how they knew that 1,000 years ago, exact to the day, their calendar was more accurate than our own Gregorian calendar.
Okay.
So what will happen when everything aligns like this? Will we notice a difference?
Well, what the Mayans say is that we're going through a period of huge transformation in the world, and we're moving from what they consider the fourth sun into the fifth sun. And what the fourth sun is based around the elements, so the water, fire, earth and air. So what we're moving from is, we've been working on these four elements, we're moving into the element of ether. And what that represents to us and how it will manifest in our world is that things are becoming more transparent. So those things that are based in illusion, those things that are untrue, those people who've done bad things are coming to the surface. So we see that very, you only have to read the paper to see that, like I've seen there, ministers are getting away with less expenses. Everybody's getting a grilling that bit quicker. The priests aren't getting away with things. Things are becoming more transparent. So if we're acting out of integrity, it's going to be shown up very quickly. Okay.
Now, the Mayan calendar and the Mayans in general are not too dissimilar to our own ancestors here in Ireland. They followed astrology as well, and the whole site at Newgrange, which is where you'll be this day week, is built around that same ethos. That we're in a 26,000 year cycle. Yeah.
Well, this festival that's been organised is happening in the National Show Centre, so we're having a live feed from Newgrange. But the Mayans were the one civilization who etched this into a stone, but so many other ancient civilizations have coded it into their landscape, into how they've structured their monuments. So it's structured, this 2012 alignment is structured and featured into Giza, the pyramids there. The Hopi Indians have this in their prophecies. The Aborigines talk about 2012 as a huge shift in what they call the dream time. And to bring it back home, what the our Irish ancestors were focusing in on was the Milky Way. And as I was saying, this dark point in the Milky Way that happens every 26,000 years, the Boyne Valley gets its name from the Milky Way, which means milk of the cow, Brúna Boine.
Yeah.
That's what the exact name of Newgrange as well, which is womb of the white cow. And what the Mayans called this dark point in the Milky Way was the birth canal of creation. So there's a huge amount of...
So they're saying that the sun will come through this?
Well, our sun, which is what the Mayans refer to as our male principle, will directly align with the female principle, which is the cosmic womb of our universe. Now, I don't want to get too cosmic about it. But
yeah, very philosophical. But I mean, essentially it means that next year we're all going to be much more transparent.
What it also means is a balancing of the masculine and feminine in this world. And we're moving away from a patriarchal society into a society that honours the feminine, but also honours masculine in its true form. And what we've seen is the masculine out of balance, which has been suppressing the female for the last 2,000, 3,000 years. So what we're moving into is more empowered males and females.
The rise of the female, is it?
Well, the balance of the males and the females, where we respect each other and we honour our own truths. Rather than there's no point in a man becoming a woman and becoming feminized, or a woman becoming a man. We have to be who we authentically are.
Okay.
Well, only so many people have access to the chamber in Newgrange, but you have a festival kicking off next on Thursday. That will roll into Friday, into the 21st, and that's going on in the show centre in Swords in Cloughlin. So that's going to be quite an event.
Well, it's also the only alcohol-free festival in the country this year. We are connecting in with festivals globally. So there's festivals starting in Australia, moving through Asia to Ireland, all the way to LA to Mexico. So we are connecting live online and also spiritually with these festivals that are happening.
Okay, well listen, we wish you the best of luck with it.
Great.
And enjoy the day.
Thanks for having me.
Okay,
thanks
thank you,
for coming
Enda. Now, after the break, the man who claims to know the history of every pub in Dublin.
Plus the week's funniest videos from the internet. We'll see you back here in a few minutes.